Welcome back to Living Free Alaska. In our last episode, we made our way through Kootenai National Park and spent time exploring the iconic sights of Banff National Park. From stunning mountain views to glacier blue lakes, it was a breathtaking journey, despite navigating through some pretty intense summer crowds. In this episode, we journey along one of the most iconic and breathtaking roadways in all of North America, the Icefields Parkway. Join us as we explore towering glaciers, pristine alpine lakes, and some of the most dramatic mountain scenery on the continent. Then we head into Jasper National Park, where the natural beauty stands in quite contrast to the devastation left behind by one of Canada's most destructive wildfires in 2024, an event that changed the landscape and the community forever. We begin our drive at the southern end of the Icefields Parkway, just outside of the town of Lake Louise in Banff National Park. Completed in 1940 as a Depression-era project, this 144-mile highway was built not just to connect Banff and Jasper, but to showcase the wild beauty of the Canadian Rockies. Originally gravel, the road was paved in the 1960s and has since become a bucket list journey for travelers worldwide. Before we get too far down the road, we're making our first stop for a short hike to one of the parkway's most iconic viewpoints, Peyto Lake Lookout. Known for its striking wolf head shape and brilliant turquoise color, Peyto Lake is fed by glacial runoff, giving it that unmistakable hue. The viewpoint is just a quick walk from the parking lot, but the view feels like something out of this world. After our hike, we continued north towards the Columbia Icefields Visitor Center, our planned overnight stop for today. The route climbs steadily through a landscape shaped by ancient glaciers and dramatic tectonic forces. With every turn, we're tracing a corridor once traveled by indigenous peoples, fur traders, and early explorers, each drawn here by the same stunning alpine vistas that still captivate today.
Where are you, Noom? What's up?
One of our jobs for the milepost is capturing updated photos for the guide, and Gary took one for the team here, quite literally, braving a relentless swarm of mosquitoes to get the perfect shot. The view was worth it, but let's just say we didn't linger.
Tried not to bring any in, but I can't guarantee I didn't.
I think you did a good job.
I don't see anything flying. Wow. There's a couple of bugs out there. That's kind of crazy. Just all of a sudden right here, bugs everywhere. Especially on the brush along the lakeside. Really buggy. But it's pretty out there.
It was time to stretch our legs once again, and this time the dogs came along too. Our stop, Mistaya Canyon, a short and rewarding walk off the parkway that leads to a powerful display of nature's force. Over time, the Mistaya River was carved deep, swirling curves into the limestone, creating a dramatic and photogenic canyon. After snoozing most of the morning, Sophie and Newman were more than ready to burn off some energy and sniff every corner of the trail. One of the perks of RV travel is discovering these hidden gems where the whole family, dogs included, can experience the adventure. If you've been following our journey over the past year, you may remember that last August we made the drive down to Spokane to move my mom to Alaska after she was diagnosed with throat cancer. What we didn't know was that just 12 hours after we arrived at her home, a full month ahead of schedule, she would suffer a sudden medical episode that ended her life less than 24 hours later. Our short trip turned into an unexpected 2-month stay to settle her affairs, and when it was finally time to head home, we found ourselves driving back to Alaska through this very route surrounded by the golden hues of fall, wrapped in grief and searching for peace in the beauty of the road ahead. It's hard to believe it's been 7 months already. That drive home last fall felt heavy, with each mile carrying the weight of loss. But this time, as we travel the same route home, the landscape is stirring with life. Snow is melting, rivers are running faster, and the color green is pushing through the forest floor. It feels like the land itself is waking up, reminding us that even after the hardest winters, there's always a season of rebirth. And now we celebrate life, because if the past year has taught us anything, it's that tomorrow is never promised. So today, we're pressing pause on the drive, taking a day off to be fully present, and treating ourselves to an adventure we'll never forget.
Good morning. We've made it someplace pretty awesome, haven't we? Behind me, there are several glaciers hanging in the mountains, as well as the Columbia Icefield, one of the largest landlocked ice fields in the world. I think the one bigger is up in Alaska still, in the St. Elias Range, but still pretty awesome. We've got huge mountains here with some really cool glaciers, and we're gonna go and take a little tour of these glaciers on a Sherpa, which is a crazy looking, huge, tired, all-terrain vehicle. It's gonna be a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoy it. Let's go see what we can do. It's just wow. It's just amazing up here, isn't it? So we've made it to Jasper National Park in Alberta, Canada here. In front of us is the famous Athabasca Glacier, fed from the Columbia Icefield above. Today we're going to have a pretty special opportunity to take one of the most capable off-road vehicles up onto the glacier. It's a new experience that they're offering here at the Columbia Icefields, and we're looking forward to it. It'll be a lot of fun. I haven't been on a Sherpa before, so it's going to be pretty cool. Previously, we rode on one of the big red buses down there, up onto the glacier. Still a 6-wheel drive kind of machine. Pretty cool. This time to be a little different. Looking forward to it. If you haven't had a chance to get down here, this is in the Icefields Parkway, on your way either to or from Alaska. And you gotta get down here and just see these mountains. It's not just this. This isn't the only attraction. It's 125 miles of this from Banff all the way to Jasper. It is just an outstanding drive. We did it yesterday in some rainy conditions and partly sunny conditions, and it was just still breathtaking. I can only imagine today what it would be like with the clearer skies. And we're going to get part of that feeling up on the glacier today when we get up there. Our views are going to be amazing. The sun's going to be warming us up really nice, I hope. I just can't wait to get up there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Monica, go home, you're drunk.
almost comfortable seats.
Kind of fun is our friends Heidi and Jim, who we had dinner with in Banff a couple nights ago, joined us for this tour.
They saw us down in the visitor center and thought, well, what are you guys doing today? And we told them, well, this is what we're doing, so they ended up buying tickets too, so it's really cool. We get actually people we know, so it makes it a little better.
And then we have Tommy, our guide. Very cool. So he's going to tell us all about what we're going to see and do. And then, what's our driver's name?
Chris.
Chris is our driver. We thought we were going to be in the Sherp, but we're in what they're called the fat truck.
Fat truck with trailer.
Yeah, so we're back in the trailer. And maybe on our ride home, maybe Gary will go up front and grab some footage. Only one person drive in the front, so.
All right. You guys reach to the middle there. You guys should have some seatbelts.
Safety! Our Ice Odyssey begins aboard one of the most unique vehicles we've ever ridden in, a massive, purpose-built, all-terrain ice explorer. Inside, it feels more like a moon rover than a tour bus, and with good reason. The same technology-inspired vehicles are used by NASA to train for missions to icy extraterrestrial environments. As we rumble across the moraine field, you can't help but feel like you've left Earth behind and stepped into something extraordinary. Only a handful of these specialized machines exist in the world, and they're designed specifically for traversing the steep, slick surface of the Athabasca Glacier. Standing over 12 feet tall with giant low-pressure tires nearly 5 feet in diameter, this machine can grip the ice without sinking or sliding. It handles the glacial terrain with surprising ease, even as it climbs a 32% grade, the steepest commercial incline in North America. You can also experience the glacier in a classic, larger-scale ice explorer bus designed for broader accessibility and comfort seen here. Unlike the compact Ice Odyssey vehicles we're on today, that one feels more like a conventional tour coach, just one capable of carrying you straight onto the glacier surface. We actually did that tour back in 2017 during a previous trip, and while it was memorable, I'd have to say, hands down, this Ice Odyssey excursion is in a league of its own. It's intimate, immersive, and you'll feel completely connected to the ice beneath your feet. And let's just be clear, this experience was not sponsored. We booked it ourselves and are sharing it because it's genuinely one of the highlights of this trip.
Is the limestone.
Yeah?
And the orange is the dolomite.
Okay, yeah.
Formed by pressure.
Formed by pressure, like the glaciers.
Like the glaciers. Millions of years ago.
Wow. Yes, sir.
All ready.
Sounds good. All right. If you get scared, everyone, just close your eyes. That's what I tend to do.
With our quick glacier geology lesson behind us, it's now our turn to rumble down the 32% grade, one of the steepest commercial descents in North America, and feel the ice beneath our feet. As the massive tires grip the slick surface and the landscape opens up around us, it's hard not to be in total awe. This isn't just sightseeing, this is stepping into a frozen world thousands of years in the making. I can't begin to describe how refreshing it felt to bypass all the crowds from the Ice Explorer buses. As our guide put it, that area they call Disneyland, and if you've been to Disneyland or even just to Banff, as we had a few days before, you know exactly what that means. Packed, noisy, and a little overwhelming. But on this tour, we went above the crowds, literally up onto a higher, quieter section of the glacier where it was just the six of us and 10,000 years of ice. For the next 45 minutes, we had this incredible frozen landscape entirely to ourselves. Although it was a beautiful day weather-wise, it was super windy up on the glacier, and once again, we forgot to use our microphones, so you'll have to bear with me as I narrate what we did while on the glacier. Our guides, Chris and Tommy, led us on a short walk across the ice, showing us the different terrains and textures of the glacier up close.
That?
It's so cool.
It is.
Then, to our surprise, they treated us to a hot cup of tea brewed right there on the ice, made with locally sourced ingredients like fireweed, pine, and juniper. Glacier exploring. After warming up, they gave us a fascinating look at both modern-day and antique mountaineering tools, gear that climbers have used for decades to traverse glaciers just like this one. And finally, we got to taste something truly unforgettable, a sip of pure glacier meltwater. Crisp, clean, and unbelievably fresh. There's really no way to describe it unless you've tasted it yourself.
There you go. It tastes like water.
Best water ever?
Best water.
After a few more photo ops and the unexpected thrill of climbing into the driver's seat of the Sherp, our time on the Athabasca Glacier was coming to an end. It's hard to put into words just how special this experience was. Standing on ancient ice, surrounded by towering peaks and wide open icy spaces, it's something we'll truly never forget. With our time at the Columbia Icefields coming to an end, we said goodbye to our friends and once again hit the road, continuing our journey north towards home in Alaska. The next morning greeted us with clear blue skies and golden sunshine, the perfect send-off for our final day on one of the most scenic highways in all of North America. And as if the weather wasn't already enough, the day kicked off with a wildlife sighting of epic proportions. A bachelor pad bigger than on Fraternity Row. We had stumbled upon a massive group of bighorn sheep all lounging roadside like it was their private alpine retreat. Talk about starting the day off with a bang. These guys do not have a care in the world. Uh-oh. Gary?
That was a good time to move. I think the motorcycle scared him.
I do think the motorcycle scared them. After our up-close and personal encounter with the bighorn sheep, we continued our journey north towards the town of Jasper. Since leaving the visitor center, we've been following the Sunwapta River, born from the Athabasca Glacier, where it began its journey north towards Jasper. Thanks to the milepost, we decided to stop at another popular hike at Sumwapta Falls, 55 kilometers south of Jasper, where glacier waters crash over 2 tiers into a deep limestone gorge. Sunwapta comes from the Stoney language, meaning turbulent water, a perfect description for this powerful cascading waterfall. Most visitors stop at the upper falls, just a short walk from the parking lot. For those with a bit more time, the trail to the lower falls is about 1.3 kilometers round trip and offers quieter views downstream. Walking along the footbridge above the canyon, you feel the raw power of glacial melt, an extraordinary prelude before reaching Jasper. Come on, go around. Good boy. Oh, no, not quite. Just past Sumwapta Falls, the Icefields Parkway leads us into the Sunwapta Valley, where the signs of the July 2024 wildfire in Jasper National Park become increasingly visible. While the fire burned less than 3% of the park overall, it struck key areas along the parkway and near Jasper townsite, leaving lasting impact on the valley's forests and community. Today, as we're making our way towards Jasper, we're witnessing landscapes in transition, scars healing, new life emerging, and the community rebuilding with strength and hope. Amid the recovery, wildlife is beginning to return, including grizzly bear 222, who survived by sheltering near the Athabasca River with her cubs. And this is where we find ourselves visiting next. Situated about 30 kilometers south of Jasper, Athabasca Falls plunge approximately 75 to 80 feet. While they aren't the tallest falls in the Rockies, what they lack in height, they more than make up in sheer power. Fed by glacial meltwater, the Athabasca River hurtles over hard quartzite and into deep limestone gorge, carving intricate potholes and sculpting the canyon over thousands of years. A short paved trail from the parking area leads to several scenic lookout platforms. As you cross the footbridge over the gorge, you can feel the mist in the air and hear the thunder of the falls before they even come into view. In the distance, Mount Kirksalin rises above it all, standing guard over this raw and powerful display of nature.
Yes, this fire here in Jasper last year really caused a lot of devastation throughout the whole park and the town of Jasper. It's really nice to see that they tried to protect this area as much as they can, and any area where there are structures, they really did try to protect. But to control a fire of this magnitude is very difficult, and their efforts were futile in some situations within Jasper town and such. But it's kind of somber to be here and to see the devastation, but again, it's good to see the green regrowing. There's new growth in the forest bed, and there's still life here. We're still able to see the beauty of Athabasca Falls and such. So it's great to come back through here and see that it is coming back to life. It's not dead just because of a fire. There's life here. This is just going to be a scar that remains as well as many of the other fires that have come through any area in the U.S. and Canada. You know, it's part of nature. Forests need these events once in a while, and it'll actually come back better. There's going to be more vegetation. There's going to be more new growth trees. The animals are going to enjoy the new forest. So it'll be nice to watch happen. Let's go.
As we leave the Athabasca Falls area behind, We know what's just ahead, the visible scars of the wildfire and the town of Jasper coming back into view. Since we were here last in October, we've been eager to return and see firsthand how the community has been rebounding and rebuilding. We can't wait to feel that Jasper strong spirit in person, and over the next couple of days, we're excited to spend time in town, support local businesses, and do our small part to help a place we love continue its journey of recovery. As we arrive in Jasper, it's hard not to feel the weight of what this community has been through. On July 24, 2024, wildfires fueled by lightning and wind forced the evacuation of nearly 25,000 people, including residents and visitors. The fire scorched over 32,000 hectares and destroyed roughly 30% of the town's buildings. With over $170 million in recovery funding and a tourism economy determined to bounce back, Jasper Strong isn't just a slogan, it's a way of life. On our second day in Jasper, we reunited with our friends Heidi and Jim for another unforgettable adventure, this time aboard the Jasper SkyTram. As the tram climbed toward the summit of Whistler's Mountain, we soared high above the valley floor, gaining a true eagle's eye view of the landscape below. From up here, the scale of the wildfire's aftermath becomes even more striking. Swaths of scorched forest stretching across the valley, contrasted by untouched alpine peaks and emerging patches of green. It's a humbling perspective and a powerful reminder of both the force of nature and its ability to heal. We had about an hour at the top before our scheduled ride back down to the valley floor, so we took full advantage of it. Stepping beyond the tram station, we wandered along the alpine trails and scrambled among the remaining snowpack from last winter, still clinging to the shaded slopes despite the summer sun. The crisp mountain air, the panoramic views, and the quiet crunch of snow beneath our boots made it feel like we were in another world, far above the noise of daily life and deeply connected to the wild beauty that makes Jasper so unforgettable.
Well, these lowlanders here from Alaska aren't used to 7,500 foot elevation right now. Whew. You know, we live at 300 feet back home, and our mountains are, 4,000, 5,000 feet tall. It's really tall, but now we're 7,500 feet tall. Overlooking Jasper, right over here, and our campground's right behind me. Beautiful view up here on Whiskers Mountain. Couldn't ask for a better day. My gosh, it's warm, a gentle wind, and Stacy's fault. It's nice and warm, a gentle wind, and just these mountains are awesome. It's really cool.
If you decide to take the Jasper SkyTram, I highly recommend staying longer than the hour we had planned. There's so much to do up there, whether it's hiking further up the summit trail, taking in the incredible views, or simply relaxing and soaking in the alpine air. They even have a restaurant at the top, and I really wish we had had the time to sit down and enjoy lunch with that view. But sadly, our hour flew by and it was time to catch our scheduled tram back down the mountain. One last treat before heading back to the camper was spotting a small group of elk grazing near the roadside, a familiar and always welcome sight in and around Jasper. Calm, majestic, and completely unbothered by our presence. They were the perfect reminder of just how wild and wonderful this place truly is. Well, we just got back from our experience up on the tram, and if you look really closely, I'll turn the camera around, but we have elk in the campground. They're just hanging out, eating some fresh green grass, having a salad. I don't blame them. Okay, this is too funny not to share. This gentleman, he's obviously probably European, there in the orange, came to borrow our axe, and he was really struggling. So Gary, being Superman that he is, went over to show him how to chop wood. I love it. Look at the girlfriend. She's like, what's she gonna go do? This is hilarious. But this is RV life. You help out your fellow camper. Oh,
What?
11 a.m.
Beaver tail pastries. We've never been here. We've heard about it. It's pretty good. They're closed. It's like 10 o'clock. Why would a pastry place be closed? But we just saw the sign over here. 11 a.m. We'll be back. See you in a little bit. Let's go do something else. If you haven't guessed, we're in Jaspertown, guys. Beautiful little town here. This is the kind of the touristy little section over here where there's just a ton of shops and buildings and gift shops and restaurants and to-dos. But it's pretty cool. It's lively. It's busy. People are excited for the summer, and we're here to support them. This is an example of how close, well, how in the town the fire was. You see the second level up there, charred. I'm sure the first level was burned inside too. But this building is closed up because of the fire. And everything else on both sides is still open. So the fire is crazy. I don't know.
Just
Wild
takes
thing.
one ember.
Yeah, wild thing. And there's a log building right there. How did that not burn? You know, it's crazy. But they are recovering. They're doing good. So have you been to a state fair before? And you go to the, concessions and they got elephant ears. Well, we just had an elephant ear in Canada with a bunch of toppings on it. I had Reese's peanut butter chips and Nutella and peanut butter on mine. And Stacy had cinnamon and sugar on hers, like a classic. And basically, yeah, it's an elephant ear. It's a pastry, fried, deliciousness, but good.
Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you are notified whenever we post again. And lastly, we hope that you will join us here next time on Living Free Alaska.